Breakfast day 31. Well, actually, it's no spend day 32 because yesterday I did eat, but I didn't cook. But anyway, this is a little project of mine for today. I want to clear out all my business cards that I don't need anymore. But first, let's see what's for breakfast. So we'll call this day 32. All right, here we go. All right, I have these beans and onions. I still think I want to make a little serving of chili for myself. So I'll use that. I still have some of this Loma Linda pack left. So I'll probably eat these later. Still have half an onion, a little bit of celery that needs to go, some mushrooms and artichokes. Still have yogurt. Finally finished the Gouda cheese. So I think I'm going to have this morning some cream cheese. I have a little bit of this vegan beef. Still have cheese in there. I have vegan mozzarella, Italian dairy cheese, some cheddar. So maybe I'll have that later or tomorrow. And I'm going to have some bagels before they dry out too much. So I think that's what I'm going to have for breakfast. I'll meet you over at the stove. Very simple breakfast this morning. An onion bagel with cream cheese and everything bagel mix. And then I have some of this vegan roast beef. It's really good with turkey too, if you eat meat. This was always one of my favorite breakfasts. Simple, no cook, bagel, cream cheese, and lunch meat of your choice, and of course, coffee. So there's breakfast day 32.
Yay!
Well, I finished my purge for the day. It didn't take too long. I threw out a lot of business cards, a lot of papers, and now they're all organized in a way that makes sense. Medical, doggy stuff, car things, and then I printed up all those papers I had, those little pieces of paper. I printed them all up into a Word program and put those in here as well. So much better than what it was, and it's all current and up to date. So that was my purge for the day. Dinner, day 32. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, I want to finish up these beans. And I seasoned these with some cumin and seasoned salt. And they've been in here for a couple days. And then I also want to finish this Loma Linda rice. It's the Hawaiian. So I want to use that and the beans. So I'm going to put those in the slow cooker, I think, but we'll see. I think I'm going to put these mushrooms in there too. Use those up. And what else? Yeah, I think that's it for now for the refrigerator. Now in my pantry, I had some of these diced tomatoes and green chilies and some low sodium pasta sauce and some diced tomatoes. So I'm going to take some of this and this and this, and I might add some of this apple spice salsa. I'm not too sure about that, but I'm going to make a serving of chili. And I think in my freezer I have some, if I recall, up here, some veggie crumbles. If you're a meat eater, I'm sure you have a little hamburger here or there. So I'm going to put that in too. And I'll meet you at the stove. All right, so I'm going to make my chili. I'm only hoping to make a serving or two, probably two. In my teeny tiny slow cooker, I've had this thing for years. It's a Crofton. I have no idea where I got it. Probably Walmart, but I've literally had this for at least 15 years. Okay, so what I did was I put some of the veggie crumbles in there and I heated them up. Everything that I make here is heated up except for the tomatoes. So that's already in there, and there aren't many. Not much, just a little bit. So here are the beans that I made yesterday, and I did season those a little bit just so that the flavor could get in there overnight. So I'm just going to add that to the veggie crumbles. Like I said, if you have ground meat, use that. So, and then here I finally chopped up that onion I've had floating around in there. And I'm only going to put half of that in because with this sauce I want to only do half because I want to make a pasta sauce too for another meal. So I'm going to put half of this in. Save the other half for the pasta sauce. But sweet onions is good in chili. So there we go. It's a very thick mixture. Much too thick for just regular chili. But I want to add some seasonings to this yet. So here I have some paprika. And these containers are all from the Dollar Tree. I've had those a long time. I don't even know if they still have those. So I'm going to put, a small, like 3/4 of a teaspoon of paprika, because there really isn't that much food in the slow cooker. I'm going to add a teaspoon of chili powder, because it's chili. And then I'm going to add, I like cumin, and I did add some cumin to the beans in the refrigerator, but I'm going to add a slight teaspoon of cumin, and I may add more depending on how it tastes when I taste it. And then I'm going to add some of this breakfast blend, because some of the ingredients in here, I'll read them to you real quick. Salt, onion, and tomato powder, spices, soy protein, sugar, garlic, yeast extract, horseradish powder, paprika, mustard seed, dill weed, and a preservative to keep it from caking. So a lot of these things go in chili anyway. So I'm going to add some of this. Not too much, I want to taste it first. So I'm just going to stir that all up. And I have this on high because I want to eat this for dinner. And basically everything in here is already cooked. So I have this can of Rotel. And I don't like my chili too spicy. But I'm going to add about half a can of the Rotel. And stir that up. Then I'm going to add about half a can of diced tomatoes. And most of that, I did about a third of a can of the diced tomatoes. Because I do want to make some pasta sauce. I have a taste for spaghetti, and I have some more of the meat, veggie meat left. So I'll use that in the pasta sauce. And then I'm going to use half a can of the traditional pasta sauce until I feel like it's the consistency that I like for chili. I like my chili pretty thick, but not so thick that it's, not like chili. So I'm going to give this a taste, and that's enough for about 2 small servings. That's actually pretty good. Not too spicy. I think it could use a little more cumin. So I'm going to add another half a teaspoon or so of cumin. And I think it needs a little more chili powder. So I will add about another half a teaspoon of the chili powder. I think it has enough paprika and it has enough salt. But I want to add some black pepper. You can add cayenne to this if you like it. I don't like cayenne, it's too hot for me. But I will put pepper in. So I'm going to let this cook, for about an hour. And I have it on high, and like I said, everything in here was already hot. So let me try it again. That's good. So this is what it looks like. And I'm just going to let it cook. So that will be my dinner for tonight. And then I'm going to also mix some of these things together, not the rotel. I'm going to keep that out of the spaghetti sauce. But I may add just a little bit, like an eighth of a cup, just to give it a little zing. And I forgot the mushrooms. So I'm going to add those in there just to get rid of them. So that's it. If you have beans and ground beef and you just want to feed yourself, make yourself a quick chili. And I'll be back and show this to you once it's done. Oh, I forgot. I also wanted to add some garlic powder and onion powder. So about a half a teaspoon of that to taste, however you like it. And that's it. Now if it's not hot enough, you can add some hot sauce or some Frank's or a little more of the rotel. Chili's another thing that, to me, it's kind of something you cook to your own taste. So I'm going to let that cook and I'll be back later. Okay, so I took the rest of the tomato sauce and the diced tomatoes. I combined them in here. I added the chopped up cooked onion. And this will be going in the fridge for tomorrow. I'd like to have pasta. But before I put it in the fridge, I'm going to add some oregano. About a half a teaspoon. Because this isn't a big batch, I'm going to add Italian seasoning. Again, about a half a teaspoon. And while this is sitting in the fridge, all the flavors will come together. And then I have some basil. Again, about a half a teaspoon. If you have fresh basil, that's even better. And then I also have some parsley. Again, half a teaspoon. You can put more in if you like more. So that's the parsley. And then I like my sauce garlicky. So I'm going to add some garlic powder. And again, about a half a teaspoon. And onion powder. I like a well-seasoned pasta sauce. And then I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of this Rotel just to give it a little kick. So this is a teaspoon I'm using. So that's about a tablespoon. Add more if you like it spicier. And then in the fridge I have some chopped up garlic that I want to add. So I'm going to add about a heaping teaspoon. Add less or don't add it if you don't like garlic. So I'm just going to mix that up and set it in the fridge. And then when my slow cooker becomes available, because it's such a small batch, probably in the morning, I'll put this in there and let it cook for at least an hour, if not more. So, and then I like to add just a little tiny bit of sugar, just to offset the acid. So just a touch of sugar, not much. I don't want it sweet. I just want to get it a little less acidic. You can also add soda to it. So there we go. I'll give this a taste, but once this cooks, it'll be good. Okay. I think I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Pepper. And a little bit of just sea salt. And then tomorrow I'm also going to add the rest of those veggie grounds. But for now, I'm just going to put this back in the fridge and let it sit until the morning when I can cook it in the slow cooker. All right, the chili is done. Yay, because I'm hungry. And here I just have some crackers with butter. I like having that with chili. So let's see what we fabricated here. Hopefully it's good and not too spicy. And it is hot. So let's dish some of this up. It looks really good. And I really didn't make too much, which is good, because I really want to eat down some of my food. So there we go. And there's enough in here for another meal. With the crackers, it'll be fine. All right, that's plenty. So there we have it. Chili with some just leftovers, and I'll be back in a little bit because this is too hot to try. I'll burn myself. Okay, let's give this a try. That's pretty darn good for a quick chili. It just came out of the freezer, refrigerator, and pantry. So use up what you have. Dinner, day 32.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.